Friends, relatives, strangers, and enemies, welcome to the second part of this special episode of the Texas Conservative Channel, where I've got my interview with a longtime friend of mine from high school, Trip.
Yes.
He's a seismographer. Trip, welcome to Jasper. Thanks for coming for the interview. And I know you know I like to bash Democrats, and here you get to do it live. And not only do I bash Democrats, I give reasons as to why I bash them.
Can I bash some of their followers? And
You can bash followers. You know, Bill Maher, you're a follower of the Democrat Party and follower of the liberal elite establishment, the liberal elitist establishment. You're a sorry ass. You're a sorry piece of dog shit.
yeah, well, I mean, you have to learn to appreciate things even from your deepest scoundrels. But I don't know. I don't want to think about Bill Maher. What we were talking about earlier.
Oh, they were talking about all the people that hate America. And of course, if we were to talk about people that hate America, that's both inside America and outside America, there's no way that we could exclude Bill Maher from that conversation. Because he's an America hater. So let's talk about people that don't like America, that live outside of America for a second. Let's talk about pieces of heathen shit like Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-il, are you out there? I want the leaders of the enemy nations. I want the leaders of the nations that are enemies with America to understand that I'm here to talk shit about their ass and talk bad about them, to point out their stupidity. Kim Jong-il is a fat, stinking slob from North Korea, and he's a sorry bitch. There ain't no telling who his mother was and what hood did he come out of. And he's a sorry piece of trash that, if he had any sense about him, would help the people of North Korea rather than starve them to death. To keep launching these shitty missiles, that if he ever does get lucky enough to land one and create one that will reach over here, that we're going to blow his ass away. Kim Jong-il, do you hear me, motherfucker? We going to blow your ass away.
You know, I agree 100%, but I mean, is he going to see this, you think?
Well, I do. I do think there's a possibility of it because I made these videos and the responses I've got. And not only that, I can put the text in whatever language. Whatever. If I talk to the Iranians, I can put it in Farsi. If I talk to any of the Arab nations, I can write the text in Arabic. I got a language translator on my computer. It's pretty sharp. So I can talk to anybody out there and I can say fuck y'all in your language straight to your face.
Any one little glimpse just from any one person, that would be enough.
You know, any one little glimpse. And I'm also here on the Texas Conservative Channel, as far as it relates to national security matters and world affairs. Since YouTube and MySpace is worldwide and has a global reach, then of course I have to have a global input here on the Texas Conservative Channel. So I'm here to say what the current president of the United States is afraid to say to Iran, to North Korea, to the leaders of Europe. You know what I mean? I'm here to tell them, Trip, that even though Barack Obama wants to sit down with the Iranians, shouldn't the Iranians need to know some kind of way, even if they wanted it to happen, they need to know that it would and need to be made clear that they're going to get their wish. I mean, if they want the United States and Iran to engage in a nuclear missile exchange, if they're wanting it, and they're wanting it bad enough, then it's almost inevitable, isn't it? Wouldn't you think?
From the beliefs of the American people, that's who we want to reach. That's who makes a difference. Or do they? Has it now come to the point that the beliefs of the American people and their votes don't really matter?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. Yeah.
Is there a possibility that the people in Congress are so controlled now that what the American people want to try to do is it's over with?
I don't think so. I think there's always that next election. I also feel that the kind of economic and political catastrophe more likely would be brought about by a one-party platform takeover of the United States government, rather than per se Democrats, Republicans, one government as a whole. Some people like to look at it. Some people like to look at it as that the government is one entity, and that there are two halves to a whole. Okay? Some people do. I don't quite look at it like that, because one party, the Republican Party, is here and born out of the flaws of another. Meaning, if the Democrats Party actually was for poor people, YouTubers, and had a history of showing so, then nobody would have left the Democrat Party over the years to join and become what they now call the modern day Republican Party. So, I'm not saying there's not one or two Republicans out there that are corrupt. I am saying I don't
How
think,
about like a 40 years
right. I simply am saying that I don't believe the evidence shows that it is a two-party manipulation. Republicans, just as bad as Democrats, lesser than two evils. I kind of disagree with that view, the lesser of the two evil views, because even though I'm not overly religious myself, if you look at the election, look at 08, look at 04, look at 2000, just keep going back to that presidential election, and even in the congressional elections and the off-year elections, and you'll find that Catholics, Baptists, whatever religion they are, if they're religious, most of them are voting for the Republican Party or the Republican candidates. So it's hard for me to say, well, okay, Republicans are the lesser of two evils. Because had the Democrat Party over the years did what they said they were supposed to do, which is be for poor people, there never would have been born a Republican Party. The Republican Party is born out of the flaws of the Democrat Party. Weakness in national security, weakness in taxes, weakness in energy, weakness on national missile defense, and absolute weakness and stupidity on energy.
Oh, that was several administrations. Yes.
I mean, those 5 red state fundamentals that the Democrat Party.
That was more in our time after Jimmy Carter.
No, basically Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was the all original French toast. Jimmy Carter represented YouTubers and MySpacers, the beginning of the exodus of voters from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party. That was the last time my registered grandparents voted for a Democrat. was when Jimmy Carter, that first term he ran. After that, when Jimmy Carter, after 2 years of Carter, my grandfather and him, it was a mass exodus. The Republican Party was born because of Carter. Now there was Republicans before then, but it wasn't the 5 red state fundamentals. It wasn't pre-Carter. Republican Party wasn't as strong as it is now because, like I said, Jimmy Carter was the all original French toast, people. He was the all original. He was the first one that screwed the Democrat Party and screwed America on national security, national missile defense, Second Amendment rights, energy, and taxes. There's something about those things that the Democrat Party has a problem with. So this is an outstanding discussion. We're going to continue this discussion in part 3, and that's just right after this video. Don't want to miss it. Stay tuned and watch here, right here on Texas Conservative Channel.